Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War and to the Battle of Cold Harbor, the newest edition in the Ultimate General Civil War game, which is currently in early access on Steam. This is part 5 of our look at the Battle of Cold Harbor, which has varied from minor engagements, mainly artillery duels in Episode 3, to intense close-run fighting on our right flank if we looked all the way back to Episode 2, and in the very last video, we were clinging to our position along a wood line on our left flank. We've now shifted back to our right, where thus far the enemy hasn't seriously pressed us, but I would imagine, at some point that major attack is coming. Historically, June 3rd was a bloodbath. Hancock launched a series of disastrous attacks on the Confederate right, as well as other Union forces attacking on the Confederate left. Cold Harbor, June 3rd, was one of the most, if not the most, decisively repulsed assaults in the entire war. This video was all taken from a live stream from just a couple of days ago, which I ran on my channel, and the audio that you will hear after this point will all be from that live stream. So without further ado, I will go ahead and jump back into that audio and hope you guys enjoy the remainder, the grand finale of the Battle of Cold Harbor. Sit back and enjoy, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll meet you at the end. This one is a 3-hour fight, so I don't think I'm going to get to Steel Division tonight, guys. Unfortunately, I'd like to take a look at the game, but I just don't think I'm going to have the time. Lomax looks like he got pushed back. It's interesting. Here's the thing, though. If Lane gets pushed back, Thomas's brigade is in his rear. Although Hunt would be exposed. We'd probably pull Hunt, Lane, and Thomas back to this new defensive line here. He's in a bit of a salient there. Let's mount you guys up. Let's scout the Federal flank here. Alright, so we're kind of turning the Federal flank here a bit. Not decisively. I mean, these units are huge and will reform, but... Oh, shit! Mount up, boys! Charge! It kind of exposes my entire flank, but... Drive Bidwell back! So further north, again, much the same to do about nothing. In the south... Oh, I don't want you running. Why are you running? We're rolling them up, boys. We're rolling them up. Have 1,000 more men charge into Bidwell and maybe destroy his brigade. Charge! The spirit of Marshal Murat lives. Okay, so nothing going on up here. Just our little flanking maneuver here in the south, and frankly I think Roussillon probably should pull back. Butler should pull back as well. 1,000 cavalry dismounted are not going to push back 3,000 infantry. Not unless they're on the flank or something. Oh boy. Custer's arrived. So the Federal Cavalry Corps has come up and driven us back. So we'll pull these guys back here. I'm trusting we have sufficient forces that they can't go up and around us. Meanwhile, in the north, still nothing going on. Run away faster, guys. Devon's brigade of Gettysburg fame. You know, in spite of being thrown back, they still have some decent KD ratios. Charge, Custer. Custer is all... Anytime this game has cavalry, Custer's there. Ah! Why do you retreat into enemy musket fire? That doesn't make any sense. Ugh. Stupid, Gary. You're retreating literally toward the enemy. It's not called a retreat. Alright, so Federal horsemen have come up. Gary's just stuck in some AI stupid loop. Right? Don't be dumb. Alright, so our little flanking maneuver didn't go over so well. But they're not gonna... We've got an infantry brigade here in the rear. So I think they're okay. Meanwhile, nothing much. I'm actually gonna put these skirmishers on our flanks so no one's gonna get around us by surprise. Alright, so some back and forth fighting. All in all, not much happening on the other flank. It's late morning now, so I don't know if the battle will expand. Hello, Elena. These guys doing like the something two-step? Potomac two-step? Again, when they kind of advance on there, that does expose their flank a bit to us. Lets us accomplish some things. Okay. So we're about an hour left. Still no real serious efforts to throw us out of our positions. Lane's brigade is definitely engaged in some serious fighting here in these woods, and this exposed salient. You can see here he's really the only brigade that's been losing heavily. Him, Thomas, and Scales, these three brigades on the south. And I'm just using the cavalry here down here to make sure there's not too much pressure on Scales by constantly, you know, diverting some pressure away from him. I mean, Neuhauser, the Union do have artillery. At least they did. Maybe it's all run out of ammo. I don't know. But they were hitting our positions pretty heavily. You can see all these little pockmarks represent artillery rounds that have hit the ground. You can see quite a few in our positions along here. In the south, I think it's harder because there's not a great line of sight from which to, you know, spot your artillery. So our horsemen did the bulk of the fighting down here, mostly dismounted, with the exception of these 2 infantry brigades. Someone got pushed back. I think maybe that was an artillery crew that was over here. Yep, you can see those guns are abandoned here, so they did demolish an artillery battery of ours. Lane's brigade is literally about to evaporate. I think we're gonna pull Hunt back. So I think what we're going to do, just because Lane is about, well, there's only 6 minutes left. Otherwise, I'd pull these 3 brigades back into these positions, and that would allow us to form a new position in the rear of our previous position. So that's, you can see here there's entrenchments in the rear of entrenchments that give you, you know, an ability to fall back. So, okay, our right flank is held and hasn't been pressed too hard. Our left flank, they're continuing to press the attack there, which is where things were going nutty. So we held bravely so far, but the enemy still threatens our left flank. Push them back and it will be all over. Alright, so these troops are all kind of where they left off. We're moving Terry up, destroying this enemy artillery here in the rear, but we are advancing in the south. Oh shit. There are some enemies. So the enemy has some sharpshooters. Well, they do have some infantry. So Lily's going to kind of have to guard her flank there. Ugh. Well, we left. I'm going to move Toon back here, just in the interest of ensuring that we have something on our victory point. Terry's going to kind of go in this church here to try and hold off against any enemy counterattack. York's going to probably join him up here. As you can see here, these guys are racing towards the objective. Meanwhile, in the north, Lewis, you're gonna go here. See, oh god, their morale just plummeted. Maybe it was because they were getting into position, I'm not really sure. Or it's just these point-blank range volleys. Yeah, I don't think we can hold there. We probably can hold in the woods, though. So it seems to me we've got decent cover in these homes. Maybe not. Terry's getting shattered by Union artillery. I don't see any way that we hold on to this objective. The Federal artillery is just too strong. So Lewis just got shoved from his defensive point. I think we stopped trying to hold this entrenchment and just use the really good cover these woods afford us. I kind of would have figured that taking this objective would have caused the Yankees to, you know, shift some troops to try and retake it. But so far it doesn't appear so. We've at least diverted almost all of their artillery from firing on our troops in these woods. And they appear to have lessened their frenzied charge after charge after charge effort. At least for now. They've gotten a little bit less aggressive. Trying to get some supplies over here to battle in Grimes. Their troops are low on ammo. How about you don't charge them? Yeah, I don't want you dying for no reason. These guys are getting butchered down here. Alright, so we're getting more ammo to these guys. Our supply wagon moved forward there. I think as long as the Yankees keep being stupid, they are sending a brigade of 700 or so men that way. "37 men holding it." Yeah. I don't have any cavalry on this map. They're all in the south. And those skirmishers just disappeared. Alright, let's try and stay at a little bit longer range to these guns. They're not doing anything. Screw that. Pull out a canister range. Just run away. I just want you to hold this position. I don't really care, you know, what... Right, I'm bringing Toon up. I'm also bringing Lily up. Shift the skirmishers here. Got a lot of artillery around the objective. Shift these skirmishers up here. And move the supplies over here. Okay, Federals are charging once more. Come on, drive him back. This is actually an objective point. We can't lose here. So they have kind of broken through. I guess I'm less worried now at this point with my troops here. I'm more interested in just making sure we hold the objective. Oh no! They're threatening to retake the church. About an hour left. I want you to volley and charge. Oh god. Come on, Toon. Don't just let your back get hit by enemy artillery. Okay. Wow, they turned our flank here pretty badly. We just don't have any reserves left. If they press hard in the next hour north, we're in some serious trouble. So they've basically broken the center of our line. I'm gonna break some skirmishers off from Cook a little bit to try and delay them from turning us. I'd rather they drive south than north. Because again, if they break through here, we lose the battle. "50 minutes. What are our victory conditions here again? Victory. We don't actually have to hold our left flank to win? Huh. Okay. That's interesting. At least according to that matrix, we don't have to even hold our left flank to win the battle. Kirkland will move into this little wood patch here, and then if they do try and press our flank, we can hopefully put up a bit of a fight. Meanwhile, in the south, just live long enough to hold your position. And that brigade died. This brigade got driven back, and now things are less pretty. Damn, Bethesda. Well, I didn't see your real name, Kushin. Oh, well, hi, Brandon. If you're gonna advertise it. Alright, I guess we'll just kind of fast forward here as best we can. There's not much point in, Hey, Lily! Yeah, Lily! Pushing Robinson back. Last second heroism there. Kind of fast-forwarding here. The enemy is... But again, we saddled off 2,000 troops this direction toward, you know, nothing. And continue to hold in the center here. We're just need to hold for 20 more minutes, guys. Keep charging on our left. Keep wasting your time. Robinson pushed back. Siegfried's coming down. Again, Toon, just hang in there. That artillery's pounding you, but... Alright, advance Lily and engage him off the objective. And there goes Toon. 7 more minutes. I think we're okay in the north. I don't know if we'll hold. Run back to the objective. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Yeah, we held. That's one of those scenarios that doesn't accurately reflect the situation there. I mean, yeah, we won either way, but that kind of a hold is kind of like, eh. All right, so the Union lost 50,000 casualties, half of their army almost. Granted, we lost 18 out of 54, so 18,000 out of 54,000. We lost better than a third of our army. They lost more than half of our army. Kushin, you're usually pro-Confederacy. You're calling go Union? Are you just rooting against me now? Victory for the Confederacy. Victory for us. You can see here, kills. Look at these butcher's bills. 3,400 inflicted versus 500 lost. 3,200 versus 400 lost. 2,800 versus 500 lost. 2,800 versus 900. 2,500 versus 400. Look at all of the top. These have to be like the top 20 units are all Confederate units. Before you get to a single Union unit, which is an artillery battery. Wow. This is an epic victory. Promotions don't really matter because we're not playing the campaign. You can only imagine how difficult this battle would be in the campaign. We lost a couple of generals killed, a couple wounded. No one I really recognize. Fry, Page, King, but no one, you know, some of these are in the hardest fighting brigades, but all brigadiers. I don't really see any well-known. Pegram is a name that I guess he's only a lieutenant colonel, but it strikes a familiar sound. If we look at captured weapons, captured almost 10,000 1863 models of the Springfield. We captured some Sharps, some Remingtons. No real repeaters. Not a ton of artillery captured, so rescued some of our own stuff. Doesn't really matter, again, in the grand scheme of things for a single battle. But you can see here the Confederate forces victorious, the Union Army of the Potomac shattered with some 50,000 casualties. Imagine 50,000 on top of the 40,000 they had already lost to this point. 90,000 casualties. That might have gotten Grant sacked. Just maybe. And on that, ironically, I'm not going to call it a cheerful note, but on that note, we will go ahead and conclude our series on Ultimate General Civil War for the Battle of Cold Harbor. Again, this has been 5 parts, and this has actually been quite surprisingly well done. I was a little bit dubious of the game's attempt to cover Cold Harbor because it was such a iconic and dramatic repulse of Union assailants, but this was a well-crafted series of engagements and an engaging series of engagements. At times, maybe June 3rd, we could have done without it and they could have skipped through it, but this really feels like a true epic of a battle, in spite of the way that it historically played out. So well done to the Game Labs crew, well done on Ultimate General Civil War for the Battle of Cold Harbor. Hope you guys all enjoyed the series, and you know, with that being said, we'll periodically return to Ultimate General as we play through our Union campaign, but for the Battle of Cold Harbor and the individual playthrough here, this will end this series. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Let me know your thoughts below. And until next time, as always, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.